This country has brought me so much peace for my own life. I hate that that did that to me. We are improvised girlies. Like more personally out on the internet, and I've gotten one weird comment and one, I would say, rude comment. When they happen, I just was like, because it was just like that reminder that more will come.
Side by side we sway there in all the colors. Summer love, lonesome dove, folded on the lawn chair in all the colors. Summer love.
You're just your typical Caribbean girl documenting her life in her 30s in Panama City, Panama. I'm so happy you guys clicked this video. I'm so grateful for all the comments, the good energy and the vibes that you guys have left on previous videos. So many of you commented stuff on my puppy Matcha. If you're new here, I have a little toy poodle. Her name is Matcha, and so many of you gave me some feedback from her perspective as a new dog mom. Things to feed her, recommendations on the fact that she may have allergies. All those videos were recorded after you guys commented, so I never got to say thank you for the perspective, for the advice. I look forward to talking to you guys more in the comment section, and without further ado, let's hop into the video. But I got this one comment which, first of all, let me talk about the hair. I got this plug from a girl in the building, a Jamaican girl who lives in the building, and she recommended this online store. This girl that has her own little business. She speaks no English, but I was told she was super sweet, and I'm always down for supporting super sweet and good. Like, if you come highly recommended, I will support your business. I reached out to her. She came next day. She brought a whole different types of installs. So I took my time. She was very, very patient, and we picked this one, and I'm gonna purchase some more because I've always loved to see vloggers who could like switch it up very easily. I've always admired that. One vlogger that I do love is Octavia. She's from Jamaica, but she lives in the US, and I love to see how easily she just changes up her looks, and she's just such a beautiful woman, and I've always admired that. So I'm like, okay, let me see. It can't be that hard, right? I just need to try. And I think that's with most things. It's never hard. You just need to try a few times and get better. So hopefully I get better. And I just was experimenting with curling it and all the things. But yeah, if you're ever here and you need a hair plug girl, hit me up. I will let you know who I went to. And so far, I'm very impressed with the quality. I've dyed it, and anywho, let's jump into the vlog. This week has been very, very slow for me. Not slow, it's been full. It's been a full week. I've not been resting very well. I've been waking up at this is very, very hot. I've been waking up at like 3 in the morning. And last night was the first night I was like, okay, my sleep has been so choppy. I might be able to get a better night's rest. And then in the middle of the night, I saw this video yesterday, and I'll see if I can put it on the screen somewhere here. And the person was saying me at 3 a.m. with my dog. And when I watched that video, I was like, I'm so glad that is never me. Like, I'm so happy that Matcha never does that. Lo and behold, last night, 3 a.m. in the morning, Ms. Matcha was doing, her thing. And then I was up for like the rest of the night monitoring her just to make sure she was okay. So she's not doing the best today, and it kind of sucks. And that kind of like adds a lot to my mood because it's my baby. I want my baby to be happy and healthy. Today's video is gonna be bits and bobs from my day here in Panama. I don't know. Given Matcha is sick and I have so many calls today, I have really no idea what direction my day is gonna go. Hey guys, it's a lot later now. I am so sorry about that. I ended up on quite a few calls back to back. Now it's the afternoon time. I didn't even have lunch, didn't have breakfast. Well, I did have breakfast, but I had breakfast like closer to like midday. Some days be like that. And I just need to work on better routines in the new month because the whole saying, I just moved in, we can't keep using that in the next month. Like, it's gonna be a month soon. So we can't keep relying on the fact that I just moved in. Some grace needs to be removed, restricted at some point. But in today's video, I'm gonna do today and tomorrow since it's already like late in the day. We're gonna show you guys some updates in the apartment. I did get quite a few things, not a lot, but like enough to make it feel more like my space. And I'm so happy to show you. I'm so excited to show you guys that. I also want to work on my walk-in closet. The walk-in closet has literally become storage facility, and that's not my aesthetic. That's not my vibe. I'm a very meticulous and organized person, and it doesn't scream that in there. We need to fix it. We need to fix it now. So I was just doing too much today to eat properly. So a friend caught up with me and they were like, "You have not eaten?" And I'm like, "No." And they were like, "I'm gonna send you some food." So I'm so grateful for that. Thank you so much. They just sent me some food, so I'm waiting for it to be delivered. Then I need to go out to grab some food for Matcha as well. She's actually feeling a lot better. One of my friends, she came down with her 2 pups. She lives in the building. She was dropping me off the charger because my phone wasn't charging. Like, today's just been one of those days. Things have just been happening, but it's been a good day. And so she brought her little pups down, and them and Matcha were running around. And it made me so happy because seeing my pup doing the things that a pup is supposed to do makes me happy. If she's happy, I am ecstatic. Like, I'm so happy. Yeah, today we're gonna work on walk-in closet. Our walk-in closet needs to be, you need to be able to walk into it. Right now, there are things on the floor. It's not giving the vibes that a walk-in closet needs to give. I also need to get like some tape. I want to add some lights in there. I need to vacuum. I also need to, I got a nice little rug for the walk-in closet that I need to clean. As well as I want to talk to you guys about why I chose Panama. I got a comment a couple days ago. Somebody asked like, what's up? And but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about all the reasons why I chose Panama, or the reason why I chose Panama, because there is an older video on my channel like 4 years ago when I was here. And somebody noticed that. I was going to remove them. I didn't think anybody would care, but somebody did see it and was like, "Hey, did you just move there? Have you always been living there? Like, what's going on?" And so if my story is helpful to somebody, I'm going to share it. If it's not, leave it. And I guess I'm being a little bit awkward because I'm putting parts of me, like more parts of me, out on the internet. And since I started generating more traffic on this channel, I have gotten one weird comment and one, I would say, rude comment. When they happen, I just was like, because it was just like that reminder that more will come. Like, more will come. That's just the world that we live in. Every single comment isn't gonna be kind words of affirmations or good support. The more I put myself out there, the more I'm putting myself up to the subject of people's opinion or feedback or perspective. And even if somebody writes something nicely, it all depends on how I perceive it. And I just need to work on my perception, my understanding, and just be able to take everything with a grain of salt and just be okay with what I put out there and what I receive after I do that, and be okay with what I receive. I'm not going to want those people to be in my comments being disrespectful to anybody who's disrespectful to me. I don't match energy like that. I am who I am. I'm a chill person, and I don't have the brain capacity to be virtually fighting with people. So I'm just a lot more mindful about how I present myself, what I say, what I put on the table, what I don't put on the table. But I would love to believe I'm an open book. So if you guys have any questions after I do share what got me here, I'm open to talking about it with the girlies. But I'm just a lot more mindful of the fact that what you put out there is just going to be subject to everybody's opinion, whoever clicks on the video and watches it. I don't want to brand the thumbnail or anything in a way that is going to be clickbaity or anything like that. I just want who is for me to find me, and that's it. But For now, I need to go downstairs and look to grab my food. I'm sure it's here by now. I also need to go get some food from Miss Matcha because that girl needs to eat. Like, she knows her meal times, and when it's her time to eat and I'm like sitting on my computer working, she looks at me like, guys, yesterday I just decided to let myself be and be nonverbal, and sometimes you just need to give yourself that. But I just got back home from the supermarket. It's almost the end of another day, but we're gonna get some things done today. I had some issues with my shower, so they'd fixed it last week and then it was still not doing its best. So the guy returned this morning and he was working on that. I was getting some work done and I just headed out to get the command strips because I have some ideas for the walk-in closet. Not ideas, but like I just want to put some light in there, so I had to get these strips for that. I also did a grocery run. I think there's grocery run number 2. I went to the supermarket yesterday and there were some things that I wanted to get that I couldn't find, but I needed to get like asparagus. These are the only interesting things that I'm going to show you guys. There was this Mexican dip for my like moments on my couch just vibing. I really hope this tastes good, but your girl loves some convenience. And the most important purchase, somebody in the comment section had told me about Fresh Pet, and I actually found it here, so I'm super excited. When I saw the deep freezer, it was like mascotas para de comida, I think that's what it said, and I was like, oh my god. And then I saw the brand and I was like, yay. So I'm gonna give a try with this and see how she likes it. I'm gonna add it as a topper of what she's already eating because I don't want to convert her to a different type of food this quickly. And then some eucalyptus for my shower head.
There is a life I lead in this city, hurrying to cut my teeth. I can take what I need to get by. Doesn't make it easy. The other piece of my heart moves slow, somewhere in the great unknown. When I return from the afterglow, will you carry me like I am whole again?
Oh, yeah. So I have the lights up and I also organized in here. I swapped out all the hangers from the wired ones. There was a whole bunch of these on there. I swapped those out and I put all my gym clothes in white. There's still a few more that need to be changed out, but I don't have any more hangers. I have more black hangers than anything else. Over on this side. No! You okay? Okay? Okay, that could have been horrible. The chair just fell and almost fell on little matcha. I would have been devastated, but I have a whole bunch of clothes on the floor now. But all those need to be packed away in here. And then I have a couple pieces in here that have white hangers, but I don't have any black hangers with hooks. So that's why those are like that. Also over here, I got the picture up. So it's gonna look like this from this angle. Okay, me and my friend are gonna go have some dinner. So I'm gonna go get ready and we're gonna go to this place called Kio Buffet. I've been really looking forward to go to this place for a minute now. The food is really, really good. We went there twice. We're gonna go again. It's the next day. We are back in the closet again. Why did that make me chuckle? But we're back in the closet and there's, I wouldn't say a lot to do. I think the main sore eye for me is above, like, can you guys see above there? Well, not mainly this side, but on the other side, it's just a lot of things that need to be organized a lot better. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to that today, but yeah, I have a bin full of clothes over here. I hung them yesterday. Yeah, down here I have a whole bunch of clothes that I need to put in their place. And then in this suitcase over here, I don't know if you could see that, there's a whole bunch of clothes in there that I need to unpack. And then there's still some of the owner's things that are down here that need to be packed away up there. So I may end up getting a chair or a ladder or something and going up there and adding a few more things. And I just might organize it a little better. I think what I probably need to do is put on some music and hammer through it. I find when you put in headphones, you're able to like block out the outside world a little better. I also have the vacuum in here to vacuum away to clean the floors and to stick down the mat. I have some two-sided tape. I know this is not what you use to stop a mat from moving, but we are improvised girlies and I'm just gonna stick it to the floor. Let's put in some music and let's really get this place organized. What's going on? What do you want?
Don't know when my nights became so complicated. Can't recall my mornings, everything is fading. Maybe this is karma, definition of jading. This stays on my mind, this stays on my mind. Trying to put a muzzle on my crazy feelings. For 1 minute I'm calling, then the next I'm stripping. No, with somebody new, I swear she don't deserve it. Oh, it's still on my mind, she's still on my mind. Do we build it up, just to let it wash away? Tell me, did I lace you up, just to watch you run away? Please tell me who's getting on my love, who's getting on my love? Tell me who's getting on my time, all of that used to be mine. Oh, who did you teach what I taught you? Better not give her my nickname. I don't like thinking about it, I swear that it's sweating me down. No, but tell me who's getting on the phone?
Good morning. I recently started beginning my day with bone broth and it truly tastes like a warm hug. I love it so much. And then I'm gonna have my coffee. Miss Matcha is on my lap chewing my clothes. Her teeth are popping out. But hola. I need to give her a bath today. I don't think I'll be able to concentrate if she's here. No. Leave it. And there she goes. Okay, I want to talk to you guys about why I chose Panama or how I ended up here. Let's skip to the chase. I first came to Panama in 2021 and we all know what time of year that was. It was an interesting experience for the entire world. And at the time, nothing was happening in Barbados. I started working online. I think that was the first time in my life I was able to comfortably save. I was in the gym. I was really focused. As much as so much was happening in the world, I find I was a lot more focused in my life because I had less things to worry about. I don't even know how to explain that. I feel like before the world went into chaos, I kind of had a lot happening and it was like, you know, a break or pause. And I was able to focus on like 1 or 2 things a little better. So I was able to focus on like eating better, going to the gym, saving, really researching, because I think that's when the internet started to expand or evolve. There was a lot more information placed online. A friend of mine at the time asked me if I wanted to go on a trip for 2 weeks to Panama. And up until that point, I never heard about Panama, never thought of it, never passed my radar whatsoever. For where I come from, Barbadians, we generally, for a better life or better opportunity, we move to places like New York City, Canada, United Kingdom. We tend to go to those areas. Nobody was posting anything about Panama to say that it was on my radar. It really wasn't. And that was my year of saying yes more. I was always a very reserved person. I went through a lot of things that caused me to really revert back from mankind. And I feel like whenever I was home, I was safe. And whenever I left my home, it's not that I was unsafe, but I just got, people's emotions, people's drama, people's this, people's that. And it was my 20s and I just wanted to just have a calm life. I wanted to have a more calm and peaceful life. So I was always at home. I was a homebody. I was always a homebody. And the option to come to go away for 2 weeks popped up. And I said, you know what? This needs to be the year that I say yes more. When I did get here, there were some people posting. There were some Americans who moved in the countryside and bought a house. I think those were the only people that I saw doing Panama lifestyle content and not just visit Panama and spend a week or a weekend or, here's all the reasons why Panama is cool. When I got here, I just wasn't really sure what to do because, again, there wasn't a lot of information and I wasn't very tapped into the culture. I didn't really meet the people. I wouldn't say it was a tough time, but Panama got hit really hard by COVID, so things were not as evolved as they are now or evolving as they have been over the last few years. We were supposed to come here for 2 weeks. I ended up staying for 3 months. Then we ended up in a relationship and I decided to, see this through, see how things are going to go. Things did not escalate in that way. And I think there were many times where I knew that things were not going to go well. All the flags were there. I had already moved all my stuff here. Yeah, I just didn't know how to get out of the situation at that point in time. I started posting about Panama, but I wasn't consistent because of all the friction that was happening in my life. During that time, I did therapy, did couples therapy. It was just not a healthy dynamic for me. I just didn't know how to get out of it. I really didn't know. I didn't want to go back to Barbados. I felt kind of stuck. All my things were here and I was in this very unhealthy, very, very unhealthy dynamic. And as we tried to work on our relationship, it got even worse when the person's mother got involved because then their mother made life for me even more difficult. Yeah, it was called names and it was not a healthy dynamic at all. And unfortunately, I felt the plot of, every single time things went downhill, the person would cry and I would feel bad and, I would believe that we're going to work on this or he's going to work on this. And I stayed rather than walking away when I should have. So one time, flew back to Barbados. I had to go and get some documents and stuff sorted. Person really wanted me to connect with their mother. This person was Barbadian as well. They wanted me to connect with their mother to kind of get her to like me. And so while I was on that trip, his mother indicated to him, if you keep that person around, I have already indicated to my church that I will not continue to have you in my life. And then the relationship ended. So yeah, so that's pretty much how it went. My things were all here in this country. And at that point in time, I think maybe 2 weeks before, I had lost my job. So I was just not in a good mental space. I lost my source of income. I also lost my home because my house was here. And with this person that I had built a life around for, I would say at that point in time, it was almost 10 months. So I was shattered. I was heartbroken. I felt so stupid. I felt so silly. And I just didn't really know what to do, what direction to go or grow in. I was in Barbados and I think I was away for so long at that point in time that it just didn't feel like home. It never really did. And I don't know. I just felt as though I was given this opportunity to just try. I just decided one day I'm going to go to Canada and just experience life there. And normally that's where people from my country go. We always end up if we're going someplace for a better life, it will always be Canada, United States, United Kingdom. It's never really a country that doesn't speak your language. And I was broken. I was lost. I was in Canada. It was cold. But I had a good time. I'm not going to lie. I really had a good time in Canada. At some point in time, I do want to go back to Canada to get a better experience there because I did go when I was in a very bad mental space. Yeah, I lost my job. I was just living off of savings at the time. I guess to some people, how I was moving just looked very reckless, but I was hurting. Probably it was reckless. and just really just trying to experience life. I'd never seen snow until that time, until that year, and I decided, you know what, I want to see snow. That was something that was important to me, and I have the time to do it. Let me do it. Like, there's never going to be a time where I could just fly to Canada and just vibe for a month. And I ended up doing that for almost a year. I stayed in Canada for a very long time. I made so many connections there, so many friends there. I had so many experiences there. Felt like Canada was just so expensive. And then I feel I didn't make deep connections. I made connections, but not very deep connections. And I think that was another, I don't know if it was on me or it was just culture of when you move to a new place. And I'm slowly realizing that when you move to a new country, you don't integrate in a year, 2 years. Maybe between 3 to 5 years is when you feel like really integrated into a country. But you need to put in the effort. You really do. Even coming back here, I noticed that I just needed to think shit doesn't happen in a year. It really doesn't. But really and truthfully, you need more time in a place to really feel integrated into a country. So yeah, I was in Canada. I started building life there, but my things were always still here in this country. I sent messages, I've sent emails trying to get my possessions back, and this person refused to reply. And then when they did, like, I would send an email or message today, and our WhatsApp message is direct contact, and they wouldn't reply until like months later, like, yo, what's up? It was so annoying, and I just wanted to just maintain my decorum and my personality throughout the entire experience. It was hard because it was a very frustrating situation dynamic to be a part of. Yeah, I felt very stupid, and I felt a lot of guilt and blaming myself, because I feel like that was one of those mistakes that you do in like your early 20s. Like, you move for somebody in your early 20s, like 19, 20, 21, you know, that's something you do in your early 20s, not this big age. So I had a lot of anger within myself. I lost a lot of respect for myself, a lot of respect for that person as well, because I saw the situation ending badly, but I didn't see it ending as badly as it did, or unreasonably as it did. I've been on my own since I was 18, so I lost a lot of, I didn't trust myself, I think is what I'm trying to say. I would make decisions then and second guess them a million times. I felt as though I needed a million and one different opinions to help me decide simple things. I felt as though I wasn't a credible source of advice or decision making for my own life, and I hate that did that to me. But it took a long time for me to get through that, work through that. Long story short, I decided to return because they weren't returning my things for me, and I said, okay, I'm just gonna come and give it a year and see how things work out. I traveled more. There was a lot that happened in between there, so very much. I went through going back to Barbados for a while, and my grandmother fell ill and she ended up passing, and that was really, really hard on top of everything else. And after she passed, I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna go back to Canada for a few more months, and then I'm gonna go to Spain. And then I didn't know what the plan was after that. I was gonna go back to Canada. I don't know. I really didn't know. I was literally winging it at that point in time. And when I booked the flight to Spain, this is my first time going to that part of the world. I was so proud of myself to be like that far on the map, especially coming from the little island that I came from, not knowing how to do anything. I pretty much taught myself everything from 18 until the person I am today. After she passed, I just remember thinking, I want that when my time comes that I don't have any regrets, that I feel as though I enjoyed life. And I think that was, her passing was one of those things that urged me to just try. I just really try. And it's such a simple word, but sometimes just trying, like just aiming at something that you like. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody else around you. Just try. Just do the thing that you want to do. Don't think you need so many external sources for advice. I think we have all are a little bit too woke these days, and we just need too much information too quickly. And I feel sometimes that pivots a lot of us from trying or making a move in a direction. And I just say, you know what? I don't want that to be me. I even looked at my grandmother as like a source of advice or direction, because she wasn't originally from Barbados. She moved there from another country, and I don't even think my grandmother had documents for the country we were in. So, but it was just one of those reminders, like just just try, just do the things you want, just move away, just do something. Even my mother moved away recently and she got married. She lives in the United States. So if you guys ever see me in the United States, it's my family's there. But she was another person that showed me that it's never too late to start over or to turn a new leaf. And I felt a lot of shame within myself because a lot of people evolve a lot faster. A lot of my friends have kids. Recently, a lot of my friends here are married, but a lot of my friends back in Barbados have kids. So I just never felt like I fit in anywhere. Like this year, I'm getting a dog for the first time, and most of my friends are their kids are turning 11 or 12, and I'm like, where do I fit? So I went through a lot of those fears and stressors that were placed on me by me, not by anybody else. But I decided, you know what? There's going to be a time when life is going to be a lot more restrictive, and it's not now. So go to Spain. And I went to Spain and I had the best time. I need to go back to Spain. I do love Spain so much. That was the first time that I got to journal and rest and think and really focus on like what I wanted the next 5 years of my life to look like. But I remember sitting there and I was journaling, and I just remember writing, I will not let this experience change my heart. And that's something that I've said from then until this day. I will not let this experience change my heart. I will not let somebody stop me from deciding that I want to move for a man again. Like I can't let that be like my trauma. I can't let that be the thing that stops me from living my life. I then decided, okay, I'm gonna go back to Panama. I really, really did like Panama. I just really hated the experience that I had with that person. And I said, okay, I'm just gonna go back and see if the experience that I have on my own is any better. I just need to give it a try, just see what life I could build on my own. And my thought process was to give it a year. I got my things back. It was so many things. I had like these massive bins, these are massive, tall, wide bins of things that they just kept. My birth certificate, everything they just kept. My journals, everything they just kept. And I finally got them back. I never saw this person ever again. Like probably the day when I left in October 2022. Never saw them since then. I have not ran into them. I'm so grateful for that. I wouldn't be disrespectful or rude. I had my time to heal and evolve the way I looked back on the experience before ever running into them. Because now I'll be like, yo, whatever, cool. But back then, I don't know how I would have reacted. I probably would have fallen apart because it's so easy to move on when you're not in the space that caused you trauma or pain. Can you guys hear Matcha? She's like chewing on something. She's chewing on something. Hey? No. So she was chewing on the part for my mic. I don't even think this was the fluffy part, the wind muffler thing. Pets. Where was I? It's really hard to heal when you've like moved back to the place that caused you hurt and pain. And at first year, I wasn't able to enjoy being here. I did enjoy it very much, but my experience was kind of jaded by I had so much anxiety. I was in such a beautiful space. I started to meet people, but I didn't really put myself out there. That was the first time in my life that I got to sit and really experience all of the stuff I've been through. Like, I think everything kind of just hit me that entire year. I had to lock her out because she was doing too much. That was the first time I was ever able to sit with myself and feel through all the things that I've not dealt with over the years, because that was my way of dealing with things. I realized historically that every time I had an issue, I would take a trip. And during my 20s, every time I went through some type of pain or something, I would go on a trip. I had like this bigger heartbreak, and I ended up moving to a whole nother country. And I realized that was something that I just constantly did throughout my entire life. I never actually dealt with the things that I was feeling. This could go into like why I chose Panama. I was able to just rest. This country has brought me so much peace, and it's so weird because like I realize that peace sometimes could not feel peaceful. I don't even know if that makes sense, but I went through a lot of anxiety to get to this stage. And there's so many times where I wanted to leave, but then like being here has just been so easy. Making friends has been, easy. I go every day now and I meet somebody, I connect with somebody. And I think that was another layer of life that I missed when I was in Canada, where people don't speak to you. You would pass somebody on the street and people are friendly, but they're not like overly nice. Like here, people are overly nice. Or even in the Caribbean, I'm so used to passing somebody and just somebody saying good morning. And here in Panama, it's the same way, buenas. Like people just speak. She's still crying. So I got my stuff back and I said I would give it a year. And it's 2 years later, I'm still here. So I don't know, but the moral of the story is like for me, and this was advice that I actually got from somebody that I met during my experience here. She had advised me that sometimes something wonderful could come from something horrible, and she told me if you really like being here, just don't let that experience stop you from that. Even though I think she had told me her experience when she met her husband. She had flown somewhere to be with a guy that she didn't end up with, and she ended up staying, and that's how she met her husband. And I don't know, like, I don't expect to find my husband. I would love to, but I'm very hopeful. I'm very patient. And I just always felt like, hey, somebody will see me and just assume, hey, you stayed here because of him. I didn't stay here because of him. I stayed here because I loved it here. And I really love it here. Is my match, my girl. Okay, hold on. Yeah, so hopefully any of that made sense. I hope I didn't miss out anything that was like necessary to the entire story. But yeah, I did not see Panama online and decide, hey, I want to go there. I ended up here by accident, and I ended up falling in love with the country and staying and getting a dog and trying to build a life here and seeing what that looks like and feels like. And I'm a lot happier for it. I am really happy that I said yes to somebody or something, because it led me to the best yes of my entire life, which is where I am today. And yeah, I think this was all very, very choppy. I'm here trying to deal with her. I would also want to show you guys a apartment update and give you like what is going on in the apartment. I didn't actually show you in here when I was done yesterday, so I'll show you how in here looks. I love in here so much. So much. Yeah, I'm gonna deal with her. I'm gonna make myself some coffee because I was like just getting up and trying to find a way to like best explain like how I got here and just be hopeful that it isn't taken out of context, or I'm putting my life out there and I just feel very sensitive to sharing bits of me. So yeah, returning here was tough. It was a lot of trauma. It was a lot of stress, but it was a lot of peace. A lot of peace did come from it, and I have a really nice community, a building community here, and I really enjoy that. I'm gonna give me a minute because she's doing too much and I really need to eat breakfast. I'm starving. I'm just gonna close the vlog here. It was just a couple chill days of my life and some updates and a little bit of a story time to get to know me a little better and my journey to move into Panama. If you guys have any questions at all, please put them in the comment section. I am happy to comment and reply to you guys. I also need to go and give her a shower. She needs to take a bath. She's stinky. But I'm not feeling the best today. My energy just feels really low. I think I need to probably take a nap and then approach the day fresh new start. But I just wanted to say thank you guys for clicking on this video. Thank you for hanging with your girls. The videos I'm gonna keep them coming. They'll probably be a little bit more exciting than this one. This one was kind of low energy vlog. But yeah, I hope to see you guys on the next one and chat with you guys in the comment section. Say bye.